Welcome to another faith note for today. Chapter 5 of 1 Thessalonians proclaims, "Always be joyful, never stop praying, be thankful in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you who belong to Christ Jesus." The late Reverend Howard Olds tells of a clock repair shop that once displayed a sign in the window that read, "If your grandfather needs oiling or adjusting, we still make house calls." After some 8 weeks of sheltering in place, I don't believe that sign is restricted to grandfather clocks. No matter what your age or place in life during this pandemic, all of us need a little oiling and adjusting. Some of you might need the oil of forgiveness that can reduce friction in relationships. Some of you might be in need of the oil of understanding that eliminates hurt and inspires healing. Some of you might need the oil of love that holds us together and helps us to overlook our faults and the faults of others. Some of you might need a squirt of the oil of joy that keeps your spirits lifted. Some of you might need to draw from the oil of hope that can encourage you to hang on for another day, to try one more time. You know, as the pandemic lingers on and old routines are placed on hold, people need oiling. Like a grandfather clock, people also need adjusting. The demands of the day and the pressures of this season in history have altered our routines and our rhythms in life. Life does not tick with the same continuity that it did just a few months ago. We struggle with disconnects from families, from friends, from grandchildren, from the loss of outings and collective gatherings like worship, and so much more. We're moving through a season unlike anything that we have experienced in the past, and we're anxious to see major adjustments to our timing made sooner rather than later. You know, if you find yourself in need of oiling or adjusting, remember that the Creator of the universe still makes house calls. You're never alone. It's difficult to be up all the time. In those times when an adjustment is required or when oil is needed, know that God is able to do what no other can do. I challenge you to set aside time for things that will lift your spirit. Don't be afraid to call upon the Lord. I'm confident that God can fix whatever squeaks or whatever ailments are plaguing you. Hear these words from Galatians chapter 5. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. There is no law against these things. Be blessed by the Spirit of God. Amen.